So you're telling me that you and your friends came in and moved in with them?
Yes.
Velazquez says he, his wife, and their friends got a few air mattresses and spent the night with the alleged squatters.
We stayed in the living room. We were watching all the time the door.
Velazquez says a woman named Shermaine and her boyfriend Codarro moved in, claiming they recently purchased the property.
Shady as hell. Codarro. You know you can't trust no Codarros. This next story I find is very interesting, right? Especially being someone who, at one point in my life, I used to own a lot of rental property, right? A lot of apartment buildings, houses, condos, and we did the majority of the work ourselves, or at least we learned how to do it. I mean, you name it, we've done it, man. We've pretty much done complete rehabs, man, all the way from replacing roofs to replacing all of the drywall. And in one of our buildings, we had to replace all the copper piping because we had registers. It was on a boiler. Old school building. So I have a lot of stories, man. We did it for quite some time. Definitely don't own as many properties as I used to. It was a huge learning lesson, man, both good and bad. But we have a story here of a landlord who actually did some extreme measures. And during my time of owning rental property, being a real estate investor on a larger scale, I've seen some interesting things and I've heard a lot of interesting stories, and I have a lot of interesting stories. But let's get to this gentleman here, man. He's got a very interesting story to share.
Chicago man says he did the unthinkable when he discovered alleged squatters in his property. He decided to move in with them. Marco Velazquez is the owner of this Southside property, which is on the market to be sold. He says his realtor came by with a potential buyer, but there was already people inside.
I couldn't believe it. It was like a nightmare.
Velazquez says a woman named Shermaine and her boyfriend Codarro moved in, claiming they recently purchased the property. He says the couple showed police this mortgage document, but Cook County confirms they don't see this mortgage on record. Velazquez's realtor recorded this video as the couple explained to police they had a right to be there.
Y'all bogus right now. I listen, bro.
He says police told them under Illinois' current law, they couldn't remove anyone.
I said I'm not moving out, and I said at the one point they gotta leave. They gotta get tired of us being in the property. I called a couple of friends, stay overnight, and I knew they were not gonna like that.
So you're telling me that you and your friends came in and moved in with them?
Yes.
Velazquez says he, his wife, and their friends got a few air mattresses and spent the night with the alleged squatters.
We stayed in the living room. We were watching all the time the door. They stayed in one of the bedrooms.
The next morning, he says he realized they were not budging.
They're like, oh, well, we want $8,000.
Velazquez says they negotiated. He had the couple sign a cash for key agreement, and he paid them $4,300 to leave.
We wouldn't want to give them money, but we heard, really bad stories about squatters taking over properties 6, 8, 10 months, even a year.
Velazquez says weeks later, a CPD detective called them, informing them that one of the alleged squatters is the same woman accused of squatting in Marcia and Carlton Lee's home after leaving his property. In the Lee's case, Shermaine Powell-Gillard was arrested and charged with burglary, forgery, obstructing identification, and criminal residential trespassing. In the meantime, Velazquez says he's working with a detective, and he hopes action is taken in his case, too.
I heard stories before about squatters. I never thought it was going to happen to me.
The accused squatter, Shermaine Powell-Gillard, said claims that she is a squatter are false and unfounded, and wrote, quote, innocent until proven guilty. We also reached out to her alleged boyfriend, Codarro, but have not heard back. CPD did not confirm if they are currently investigating this new case, and no one has been arrested or charged in this case.
Seems like a good guy, man. And he's doing the right thing. I mean, I don't agree with paying them anything. They wanted $8,000. So obviously you knew that wasn't their place. They knew what they were doing. They knew that they were squatters and they were not doing the right thing, right? It's like, okay, morally you're wrong. You have no integrity. This is, to me, it's egregious, right? Now, this guy here paid him $4,300 of the $8,000 basically house ransom, right? Look, I don't know if he's got them peoples. I got them peoples, dude. Ain't no way they would have stayed there any longer. I would have paid them nothing. I might have given them a Happy Meal or something like, look, man, I'm going to give you guys a parting gift, but you got to get the hell up out of here, man. There is no way. I ain't paying you ish. However, you know, he handled it the best way that he saw fit. This guy's in the right. These people over here, let's see. Hold on. These people over here, shady as hell. Codarro. You know you can't trust no Codarros. That brother's name is Codarro, man. Ain't no damn way. Codarro and Shermaine, man. Man, they just wrong for doing this to this man. Man is obviously, you know, he's you know, got a little business trying to sell the property, whatever the case is, and then you turn the American dream into a nightmare. There's a lot of people that just do shady stuff like this, man. They have no integrity, and they're, you know, it's reprehensible. These people here, I don't know. I think people like that should be handled a different way, but definitely not paying them, man. Shh. Ain't no way. But hey, man, let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. I just thought this was an interesting story when I saw it. Let me know in the comments, man. How would y'all handle it, man? If you had a rental property or a home, second home, third home, whatever, man, a real estate investor, or if it's just a second home, whatever the case is, man, and you had a buyer and you were trying to sell it, right? I just want to know, how would you handle it? Would you pay them to move? Would you pay them $4,300 to move? Or would you handle it another way? Let me know in the comments, man. See how gangster y'all are, man.